Prime Minister Donald Tusk announced that the Central Communication Hub, or CPK in Polish, would be carried out in the interests of Poland, and that he will reach into the pockets of Poles to achieve this goal. Former government spokesman Piotr Muller is already warning that work is being delayed due to the current government's inaction. What next for the CPK? I'm checking today, says editor Holdinska. Prime Minister Donald Tusk is threatening Poles with huge expenses. Experts say that most of the money will be provided by foreign investors. However, there was an announcement that the CPK would be established. When and for how much? I'm checking this today. We will carry out the project, which today is called CPK, in the interests of Poland, using public money down to the last penny. There will be no millions paid for mowing a meadow in Baranów. There will be no unjust expropriations. We will put it back on track. And here comes another problem. CPK is not only public money. The strategic investor of CPK is to be IFM Global Infrastructure Fund and the Vinci Airports Consortium. They were supposed to spend 8 billion zloty on the investment. The parties were to jointly apply for a loan to carry out the investment. It will come to a point that we will either give up the participation of foreign investors or they will withdraw themselves. But Vinci itself was to be the airport operator. What now? In a situation in which the consortium withdraws, not only will the loan application have to be larger by 8 billion zloty, but it will significantly increase the risk of not obtaining a loan at all, and, consequently, the cost to the state budget will increase by several dozen billion zloty. You're at the level of kindergarten banter about guarding the meadow. You get excited about who earned how much, and this is the level you present. Although CPK would place Poland only in 12th place among European airports, there is no doubt that the closest large competitive transport airport is German Frankfurt. According to Donald Tusk, this proves Law and Justice's complexes. To be honest, I have no complexes towards the Germans or the French, and I don't have to prove that I have a bigger airport. We're not racing against other countries. We just have to do our own thing. There's no point in adding a political element here. We simply need to build this airport. And here, at least in theory, there is agreement. Both the current and previous governments, but also experts, speak with one voice. This decision must be thoughtful and cannot have a political or ambitious context. It must be right on target. But it is the politicians in power who deliberately use arguments that may arouse public outrage. The Prime Minister said in Morang that in order to build the CPK, Poland needs to reach into the pockets of Polish families. If I have to say, yes, we will all pay for CPK, so each family has to pay 50,000 zloty, do you know what 50,000 zloty is for the average Polish family? So far, however, there are only political squabbles. A specific list of allegations against the previous CPK authorities will be created following an audit of the company. Well, we changed our schedules to make the construction go faster. How? By shortening administrative deadlines. I admit guilt. By running several processes in parallel. I admit guilt. And even horror, by working double shifts. I plead guilty too. Meanwhile, this investment is not only at a standstill, but also may be seriously delayed due to the government's inaction.